Hi, my name's Billy. I read books and I've read A Brightness Long Ago by Guy Gavriel Kay. This was published in 2019 and is 420 pages long. And I gave this 5 stars and I loved it. Let me tell you why. So this is the first book by Guy Gavriel Kay I have read. It's set in like a fantasy version of Renaissance Italy, and it begins with the assassination of a duke or count who is a monster. He's known as the Beast. He is a tyrant. He is an awful, awful person. But his role and his reign in the town or the province where he lives keeps stability for the region. And he is murdered, he is assassinated by someone who would not normally be picked up as being an assassin, and this person is recognised by another of the main characters we follow in this book. And the murder, the assassination of this monstrous leader leads to 2 powerful mercenary leaders looking to try to gain power, because in this world the mercenaries are the most powerful military people in the country. So you've got the main leaders of the various towns, cities, and they, rather than train up their own military, which is very, very expensive, they hire mercenaries. And this, where the Duke or the Count lives, it's got various things that the other places don't have, such as a port, for example, things like that. So straight away, once this person is dead, once they've been assassinated, there are a lot of political manoeuvrings to try and gain positions of influence. In this story, we follow a few different characters as we go along, including the 2 mercenary leaders. And the main themes of this book is something that I think about a lot, generally just in life, and it's choices that are made, and the choices that you make and the different paths that open up. Things that happen to you and decisions that you make, you don't know why you make those decisions, but you do because it feels right at the time, and how your life changes as a result. You might not know it at the time, you may know it at the time, but your life takes different branches, different avenues, different routes. So the main strength that I can see of Guy Gavriel Kay's writing is his character work. The main mercenary leaders, the 2 mercenary leaders we follow and we spend time with in this book, are by far and away the best for me. When they're on the page, and especially when they're together, the tension is, you are glued to the page. It's similar in a way, a similar experience I had reading Joe Abercrombie's First Law trilogy, where you'd have the characters around a campfire in some woods just talking, and you could just feel the tension and like the subdued murderous violence that is there's just like a lid being kept on it, and people don't actually have to do anything, they don't have to shout, they don't have to swear. It's just what they're saying, how they're saying it, how it's all crafted and worded together just adds tension and atmosphere. And that is the same with this book. When those mercenary leaders are on the page, they don't have to say much. Sometimes they only have to say a word. And that word is just so loaded with so much nuance, so much care, so much underlying hostility. It's just fantastic to read. Before you know it, you've just read 30 pages of 2 people in a room talking to each other, and you think someone's going to die, and you don't want it to happen because these feel like real people. And that might sound a bit corny, you might hear that in lots of reviews for books, but this feels like a living, breathing world. You dropped in with these living, breathing people, and you can just feel the tension and the atmosphere, and it's a joy to read. Now there is violence in this book, there is some sexual scenes in this book, but it's never too gratuitous or anything like that. It's not like I just referenced the First Law by Joe Abercrombie. It's not like that. That does have a lot of battles and fights, and this doesn't. This is very much character driven, tension, atmosphere, and I'm going to say this a lot, it's just a joy to read. It's just a joy to read and to spend time with these people, with these characters in this world. And there is a death in this book that probably won't surprise you, and I didn't see it coming. I didn't think I cared that much about this character, and when it happened, I had to close the book, just put it down, and I just went, why did that have to happen? Because he got me in there, and that is a sign that the reader has, the author has done a fantastic job, because the character death affects you. Now, there's something else that takes place in this book that I didn't know I needed in my life, that I never thought I wanted to read about, but it's done in this book, and it is so fantastically done, I was hooked. And it's a horse race. In fact, there's a couple of horse races in this book, and each one I was mega invested. Mega invested. I was on the edge of my seat. I hate horse racing. I don't watch horse racing. I've got no interest in it, but the way it's done is masterful. Absolutely masterful. And I am going to read everything that Guy Gavriel Kay has ever written, because I am now obsessed with his works. So who would I recommend this to? So I mentioned First Law. So if you read Joe Abercrombie's First Law, and you love how the characters all feel unique and different, and they all have their own, you're reading something by them and you can know which character it is, you'll like this. If you like Robin Hobb, if you like the way she pulls on your emotions and on your heartstrings, again, it's like a really well-crafted world and story, the way it's written, you'll like this. If you want lots of violence and action and a fast-paced story, probably not for you, because this isn't what you're going to get. But if you want to try your hand at a Guy Gavriel Kay book, you don't know where to start, give this one a go, give it a try. And if you just don't want a book in a series, you don't want something that's far too big, give it a go, because it's not massive. I would definitely recommend you at least try it, see what you think. I hope you like it. Hopefully I've sold it to you. Let me know if you've read it, what your thoughts are. If you've read any other books by him, which do you recommend I go to next? And I will chat to you in the comments below.